What's going on, everybody? Tim with Morphed Out Reptiles bringing you another video today. Today we are going to jump back to the genetics series. Today we're going to focus on BlackHead. Very cool genetics there. Lots of cool combos that are out. We work it pretty well. It's also part of an allele group of genes, which we'll get into that in the video. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, we appreciate you stopping in and checking out the video. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Instagram, Palm Street, if you haven't already, to stay updated with everything going on for this season. I want to shout out the homies over at Flawless Crested Gecko, Will and Audra. If you guys don't know them, what are you doing? Go check them out. Big supporters of them, and they are of us here at Morphed Out Reptiles. Great people. Also helping us get our Crested Gecko collection going and running. But we're not going to get into that because that's not what we're here for. We're here for the BlackHead video. So we're going to jump right into it. Alright guys, we're back. And yeah, like the beginning of the intro said, today's topic is BlackHead. This is going to be a cool video. We're going to show off a couple different combinations with BlackHead, the BlackHead gene, and also going to show off a super as well. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so up first what we're going to have is this is a BlackHead het clown female. This is a girl that's going to be breeding size for us. She should be joining the rotation shortly. We just wanted to showcase her being the closest thing to a regular BlackHead that we have. So this is just one copy of the gene, super dark head. Very dark colors. The BlackHead definitely helps out with keeping the black super dark and adding those tones to the actual colored pattern. Super dark head. So this girl is roughly, this girl's probably around 14 to 1500 grams. So she's definitely gonna have a nice male going with her here shortly. Alrighty, so next up, I don't want to mess with her too much because this girl does have eggs in her. She's already ovulated. She just had her prelay shed not long ago. But this right here is going to be another single gene BlackHead, but this girl is going to be het for ultra male. And she's super nice female for us because she has what we kind of consider the reverse paradox thing going on. So if you see right here, I don't want to pick her up because she's got eggs in her, but this light mark here, she's got another one over here on her, closer to her tail, and even some on her face that she's got hidden over there. This is kind of the reverse paradox effect. So she's a darker animal, being the BlackHead is a dark base gene. And she has these light flames that are ending up coming over, and it has this like ghost kind of paradox look to her. This is an awesome female. Now, this girl was actually bred to our BlackHead ultramale male. So here we're shooting for, hopefully we can hit a good amount of some super BlackHead visual ultramales, which would be really nice to see how that pattern is actually going to work and the colors. Alright, so here guys we have, this is one of our males, and this is actually going to be, let's see if we can get him to cooperate. So this boy is going to be a BlackHead, Mojave, yellow belly, hypo, 100% het clown. And this is just an awesome showcase of what BlackHead can do in a multi-gene animal. You're kind of seeing, so Mojave being part of the Bell complex, you're kind of seeing that typical with the BlackHead bell complex combos, you see this light kind of cream-ish color, and then you see all the dark shadows coming through. The head is kind of like a grayish color, but throughout the pattern you see these dark ripples trying to show through, and that's the blackhead trying to fight it off. This boy being a visual hypo is definitely helping that lighter tan kind of yellowish color along the whole body, as well as another blackhead trait that I've noticed between this one and a super. The alien heads, you're still seeing some alien heads around the sides, but they're starting to elongate, and with the supers they'll start connecting and making all the alien heads be one stripe down the body, which is pretty cool. Just another thing that we've noticed on a few blackheads and supers. The other thing that I really like, and I'm trying to see if he'll cooperate for us and get it in the camera, is that dorsal stripe along the back, straight from the back of the head all the way down. He's got a couple small breaks in it, but it goes all the way down to the tail. And I think that is a super unique and cool pattern on this boy. So again, this is a blackhead Mojave yellow belly visual hypo, 100% het clown male. And he actually has his first clutch coming up soon. The female's due to lay, should be one of our first clutches, and he was bred to a black pastel double het hypo clown. So we're hoping for some blackhead black pastel hypo clowns if possible. Should be super dark snakes with the blackhead and black pastel combinations. Okay guys, so this girl, I love this female. So this girl is a super blackhead lesser hypo. So from the male that we just showed you, that was just a single dose of the blackhead, and then it also had something in the bell line being Mojave. This one has the lesser part of it. So the lesser is still part of the bell complex, but this is a super blackhead, lesser visual hypo. It does possibly have the red gene, ringer gene. We don't know too much about that, so that's something that's usually attached to blackhead from what we've seen. But this female, this is a female, she is just gorgeous. And kind of like the Mojave, you see that goldish color on the sides, but it's way darker on the top with that super blackhead really fighting through to overpower the bell. You can also see on the top of her head, she has that black mark. That's just a random color mark that has been there since she was a hatchling. Super awesome. We actually ended up picking this girl up from Noble's Reptiles, which thank you, Lindsay, for this girl and all the other ones that we've gotten from you, because these girls are going to be powerhouses here. And like we were talking about with that male that we showed, with the super blackhead, you can see how the alien heads, everything's a thin line and almost everything is connected. Such a cool pattern. But this girl is definitely going to be one of our favorites coming up. She's probably around 8 to 900 grams right now. So probably a girl that'll start seeing going into the breeding schedule maybe next year, depending on if she continues to pound food, which she's been awesome with feeding. So just an awesome example. Again, this is a super blackhead lesser hypo. Awesome female to have. That blackhead stamp is so cool. Alrighty guys, so here we're gonna show this girl off. I'm gonna let her sit there for a second. So I want to take a step back real quick. So blackhead gene is an incomplete dominant. It was first produced in 2002 by none other than the great Ralph Davis of RDR Reptiles. Blackhead is such a cool gene, and this girl I will say is one of my favorite blackhead holdbacks from 2024. So this girl right here is a blackhead disco yellow belly 100% het clown. And I mean, this girl is just fantastic looking. Her dark blacks, that nice head stamp. We got some nice flaming going on the sides. I think the head stamp is caused from the disco. And one of my favorite aspects of this girl is her alien heads. They're kind of like a lot like little tornadoes all on her side. Most of them are just single marks going straight down to the belly. I think that's an interaction between Disco and BlackHead. We don't know too much about that combination because there's not a lot of combos that we've seen or been able to find that have been done between BlackHead and Disco. This year we hope to do some BlackHead Disco combos more, and then next year we're going to try for the supers, which would be Super BlackHead, Super Discos, and of course most of our disco stuff has hypo in the mix, so that will be added as well. But this is just an awesome female. Nice belly, the yellow belly checker patterns on the side. The pattern is what gets me. Such a gorgeous female. And again, so this is a BlackHead Disco yellow belly 100% het clown. Just an awesome animal. Guys, even though this boy is in shed, we wanted to end the BlackHead video with probably our most prized male. So this here, even though he's in shed, he's a little bit darker, but the colors are almost true to what he actually is outside of shed. This here is our BlackHead Visual Ultramel. This boy, I really love this combo. We started our BlackHead project with Ultramel being heavy and in mind of that. He's got some awesome paradoxing spots. Not like the reverse paradox effect that we were talking about with the first female that we showed off. But this one being the lighter base with the Ultramel, he's got a lot of the black marks coming in. Such an awesome boy. He's been a good breeder for us last year and breeding again this year. And we definitely, like we mentioned earlier, we really hope to see the Super BlackHead Ultramel from this male and that first BlackHead Ultramel girl that we showed in the beginning. Really excited to see that combination and hopefully add some females and especially another male. Maybe somebody to back this boy up or eventually take his place when we start with the BlackHead Ultramel Pied project and the Super BlackHead Ultra Glow, which would be the Ultramel Hypo. Very excited project. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned to what we're producing this year, and hopefully, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get one into your collection. Alrighty guys, here we have another one from the one and only Miss Noble over at Noble's Reptiles. So this girl is definitely something that we just had to have. This girl right here is going to be a BlackHead Disco Pastel Hypo. This girl, she has a lot of plans for us here, and this is actually the first girl that definitely was added to the double recessive project, or the double super project, with trying to get some pairings together to go for the Super Disco, Super BlackHead visual hypos. These are going to be awesome, guys. I just love this female. Not really a huge fan of the pastel, but we've seen that the pastel can work very well with disco stuff. So we're not crazy. I'm not in a rush to push it out, but eventually we will have other animals that don't have the pastel. And actually, I believe, as far as the BlackHead stuff goes, this is the only pastel that we have. So I wasn't gonna let that trick me into passing her up, especially with having the disco gene in there. Very crucial for us moving forward. So just an awesome female. Alrighty guys, so there you have it. That's our BlackHead video. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out some of our BlackHead combinations that we have growing up, or that's entering breeding season, or even breeding. Again, I think our favorite out of that whole group is probably going to be the shot at the Super BlackHead Ultra Mills this year. Next year, again, we should be shooting for some double and maybe some triple supers with BlackHead Disco and possibly Orange Dream in the mix. We have a good amount of plans for that, and I know missed to mention it while we were showing off the animals, but the BlackHead gene is actually part of the spider complex. And what that means is, because I know a lot of people don't prefer spider, what that means is it's part of the same complex. So that is also in the same complex as all of these animals right here. So if there is a gene in here, if it gets mixed with BlackHead, it creates what we call an allelic super. And what that means is when that animal breeds, it will never produce a normal. It'll be whatever BlackHead or whatever. And they also, it's hard to recreate those certain combinations, especially if you're limited with genes on both sides. Unfortunately, that being said, being in a complex such as the spider, chocolate, that whole gene pool, we're unable to see the super BlackHead, super chocolate. We've made some chocolate BlackHead stuff here in the past, and it is extremely dark, like jet black. So we can't do the double super with those two genes, but it doesn't eliminate what we can do with just the super form of the BlackHead, because it does the exact same thing. Very excited to move forward with the supers in that area, and the first one to knock it out of the park with is going to be that Ultra Mel clutch. So hopefully we get good odds on that. Stay tuned. Make sure you're keeping an eye out for that video, because we're definitely going to be showing everything off this year as it happens. So you want to stay up to date with that. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.